What's up, guys? It's yours truly, Natasha Varela, aka the Moneyista. I am a tax strategist. I am a real estate investor. I have over 20 years total in audit, accounting, and tax experience, and 13 of those years with the Large Business and International Division of yours truly, the IRS. And oftentimes, when I talk about tax and wealth building through the tax code, I have to talk about front end transactions because tax is a back end transaction. So, what's a front end transaction? Purchasing real estate, being an investor, right? So that you can get the benefits on the back end of bonus depreciation, real estate professional status that can offset all of your income on the front end, such as wages and business income. But what comes with being a real estate investor? Tenants. What comes with tenants? Tenants' rights. Okay. And things like squatters, right? So, squatters is becoming a very, very big issue due to housing affordability, due to a shortage of available housing, whether these buildings are standing vacant or, unoccupied, or people are not meeting the requirements for being a tenant. There's an issue going on where there are people who are squatting. What is squatting? Squatting is when somebody enters your property illegally and claims to live there. Now, what happens is you can call the cops, the police, whatever have you, local law enforcement, but they cannot remove the people because they have rights to stay there, particularly if they can prove they've been there for whatever the statutory time is for your state for the squatter to stay. And it can be a costly process. It can be very, very costly, and it can be emotionally costly, right? Not only financially, but emotionally and administratively, because then you have to get a lawyer involved, right? And so we all don't want that. So I'm always here as the preventative person, right? I have audit background. That is my foundation. I always look at the risk of something before I do it because I like to get the risk down to zero, as close to zero as possible. We cannot eliminate risk, but we can get it as close to zero as possible, and that's what I do in all my transactions, even through the tax code as an investor. So it's something we can do to avoid squatting, and squatting can occur whether you're an investor as a landlord or you're a homeowner, right? You're on vacation, or maybe you're extended vacation, or you're out of the country for a couple of months. You want to avoid squatting, and by getting a security system. Yes, a security system, one with cameras and one with loud noises. Okay. Why? The minute somebody enters your home when you're not around, and a lot of these security systems, they have apps for your phone so that you can see in real time what's going on. Once somebody enters your property, the alarm goes off. Two things can happen. One, the cops will come and they'll be gone because, well, it's a very unpleasant sound, right? Nobody wants to stick around for the alarm. Your neighbors will come outside, and if your neighbors know you, they're going to know that that's not you, and that person is going to risk being put behind bars, right? There's going to be some kind of legal ramification for breaking in, entering, trespassing, intrusion, etc. Okay. Now, the second option is they can stay and say, "Well, I live here." What's going to happen is the alarm company is going to ask them for the code, right? For those of you who don't have an alarm system, what happens is the alarm company, when you set up your system, asks you for a password. All right. The password is in case you trigger the alarm and you have to tell them, hey, don't send the cops, or hey, I'm the actual homeowner. I'm the owner of the security system. This is all legitimate. Here's my password. That password could be anything, right? It could be your dog's name. It could be, your favorite aunt's name. It could be any number of things as long as it's personal to you. And chances are a squatter's not going to know that password. So the password is the key to protecting your home. And you can tell the cops, this is not, I'm away. This is not a resident. The alarm company will say this is not the password. They will have to leave the premises. Okay. The only person that can turn the alarm off is the owner and the alarm company. Now, this is a very, very good way to avoid any issues. And I would say make sure the alarm is hooked up to all your windows, especially ground level, and below ground level, your doors, any doors on ground level, above ground, below ground level, anything that leads into your house. Okay. It's worth the investment because if not, you're going to have somebody in your home that you're going to have to pay way more than the alarm company per month or per year to get out of your home. So my properties, they're pretty secure. There's no access without permission. Uh, Even in my primary residence, I have an alarm. So I want to encourage people to get an alarm system. It can alleviate a lot of issues. And It's income for the alarm companies, people. And then for my real estate investors, it's a legitimate expense for you to avoid any issues. And all it takes is for your broker or your agent who's showing your property, if you're an investor, to forget to put the lockbox on or whatever have you. So you can also turn the alarm on from your phone, right? I turn my alarm on from my phone. Okay, I can turn it off from my phone. I know when somebody's entering. I see a camera in front of my door. So very, very important that you get an alarm system, right? Even if you have an agent, they may forget to put the alarm on. You can put the alarm on and say, hey, are you out of the house? I put the alarm on, and it's all set, right? They don't even have to do anything. You can do it from your phone. So I encourage the alarm system. It'll protect you. Yes, it will be, it can be quite costly. It can be, quite effective though. What's the other issue with squatters? Some people become squatters through tenancy, meaning they were your tenants, they're not paying you anymore, so they're just living there for free. So what do we do to avoid that? I utilize a little thing called lease protection insurance. Okay. For all of my leases, I have lease protection insurance. It is a third-party insurance product that ensures that should your tenant default on the rent, that you'll be paid any back rent plus any rent moving forward on the lease until the lease expires or until you replace the tenant. Right? You just have to gain access to the possession of the unit. This does a couple of things. It weeds out unscrupulous people for tenancy because the average person is not going to want to battle with an insurance company. Insurance companies have a lot of reach. You'll get your payout. There won't be any discussion. You won't have to go to court for your money. You'll just simply file your claim. I've done it and I've gotten my payout, and the insurance company goes after that person. They have the reach to garnish wages. They have the reach to make sure they don't get a tax refund. So a lot of times people know this and they will not plan to not pay you any rent. They don't plan to default any rent. What I usually do is I get the lease protection insurance for an extended period of time. If they sign a year lease, I get it for 24 months, just in case. Okay. This protects me. This protects them. If they decide to squat after the year is up, I'm still covered, and they're still liable for the rent for the months that they stay. Okay, so these are just couple of things that can alleviate a lot of burden on you as a real estate investor. For my homeowners, the security system can help you a lot too. It's been going on a lot, particularly in tenant-friendly states. If you are thinking of becoming an investor, you've got to think about these things. You've got to look up your tenants' rights laws, talk to an attorney, do a simple research online. Google is our friend. So these are things you want to research before you get into real estate investing, because it can be a damper on your finances if you're not careful, right? So again, an alarm system, lease protection insurance, it weeds out all the unscrupulous people who have no intention of paying rent, because there are people who are professionals at signing a lease and not paying a dime and getting to stay for months on end in certain states. They are professional squatters. So invest in your property, homeowner, real estate investor, whatever have you. All right. Signing off, guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and join my free live training by visiting www.themoneynista.com. It'll be in the description box and you can register. It's free. And if you want to, go ahead and join the Tax Strategies Mastermind. It is for real estate investors and business owners, particularly my small startup business owners, my seasoned business owners that are still considered small, and those who are interested in starting their business or investing in real estate. We only move through the tax code.